Alright guys, so this is the second video that we're going to be working on order of operations, and I call it level 2. Okay, the reason why it's level 2 is because I'm asking you to do order of operations with negative and positive integers. Before, on the previous lesson, what we did was everything was positives and all the numbers were positive integers. Now we're going to incorporate those negative integers as well, and it might make it a little bit more difficult, but I believe everybody can do well on it as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with this first question here. It says evaluate the expression, and of course we want to do 3 plus 3 first, because according to PEMDAS, you want to do parentheses first. Okay, so negative 3 times 3 plus 3 will be 6. And like I mentioned, guys, we are going to be working with negatives now. So the answer for this one is actually negative 18. Before, we never got negative answers. Now, you should expect to get negative answers. It could be positive or negative answers. Let's go ahead and do another problem. We have 5 minus negative 1 to the third power. Okay, so we have to understand what that means. So negative 1 to the third power. Let's do that one on the side so we can understand what it means. Well, negative 1 to the third power is the same as negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1. And this happens 3 times. Why does it happen 3 times? Because our exponent is 3. So negative 1 times negative 1, you're going to notice that's positive 1. And when I multiply 1 times negative 1 again, when I bring this one down, that's going to give me negative 1. Okay, so according to PEMDAS, we were supposed to do that first because we were doing exponents first. Okay, so we got 5 minus negative 1 to the third. That's actually negative 1. So I have 5 minus negative 1. We're going to use KCO now. KCO. KCO says that you keep the 5, you change the minus into a positive, and then you do the opposite of negative 1. The opposite will be 1. We got 5 plus 1 will be 6. Now a little trick that I want to show you guys is, if I have 5 minus negative 1, something that I've seen people do, or something that some teachers do, is that if I see two negative signs like that, we turn them into a positive, and it turns into a 5 plus 1. 6. Like for example, if I have 3 minus negative 7, then I turn those into a positive, and I have 3 plus 7, and that will give me 10. Alright, let's do another one to see if we got this or not. Let's do number 3 right here. So according to PEMDAS, we have to do division first. So we're going to do those two first. So we got negative 9 divided by 3. That's going to be negative 3. Minus negative 6 minus 4. Okay, so let's do this very carefully. Remember, we want to do left to right, so we're going to do this first right here. According to KCO, or what I just showed you, is that if you have two negatives like that, you can turn that into a positive using KCO. It's the same idea. So I'm going to turn that, it's going to be negative 3 plus 6 minus 4. Okay, so negative 3 plus 6, that's going to be 3. Then 3 minus 4, you have to be careful with that because you have more negatives. So if you use KCO, okay, we change the minus and we turn this one into a negative. So we have 3 plus negative 4 will be negative 1. And that will be my answer for that right there. Like I said, the problems are just a little bit difficult, but I think we got it. Alright, I want you to try this one here. See if you can do it on your own. Alright, so let's see if you got the right answer or not. So we got 12, okay, divided by, alright, so be careful with this one, because according to PEMDAS, the first thing that we have to do is parentheses. But then inside those parentheses, we also have to use PEMDAS, which means I have to multiply this first right here. So I have to multiply negative 2 times negative 5. That's the first thing I have to do. So that's going to give me positive 10. And then 4 minus 10, well, if I make this a positive and this a negative, you can see that you're going to get negative 6. Then 12 divided by negative 6, that's going to be negative 2. That's your final answer. Remember, a positive divided by a negative is always a negative. Let's go ahead and do a couple more examples. Let's evaluate this expression right here. See if you can do it on your own. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is do parentheses first. So we're going to do 3 times parentheses negative 4 plus 6. We're not going to add those two because we have a negative and a positive. That means I need to subtract. But since I have more positives, the positives are going to win. So it's going to be positive 2 divided by 2 times negative 6. Notice that I have multiplication, division, and multiplication again. That means since I only have multiplication and division, I have to go from left to right all the time. So we're going to start with this one right here. 3 times 2 will be 6. Now let's bring everything down. Let's finish up. We're going to do 6 divided by 2. That will be 3. Then 3 times negative 6 will be negative 18. Okay, and that's how we do that problem right there. Let's do number 6. Okay, we're gonna do parentheses first. Okay, negative 2 minus 4. If I make this a positive and this a negative, then I'll have negative 6 times 2 divided by 2. The negative 6 times 2 will be negative 12. Then finally, negative 12 divided by 2, that will be negative 6. Let's move on. This one is not so difficult. See if you can do this one. All right, so according to PEMDAS, we have to do parentheses first. We have -6 minus, well, 6 minus 5 is just 1. We have 1 minus 5 times -3. According to PEMDAS, okay, we're done with the parentheses. Check. Now, the next step will be to multiply. You have to be careful with that. You gotta multiply first. So in here, I'm going to multiply this -5 times -3. Okay, -5 times -3, it's gonna give me positive 15. I'm gonna put a plus sign there to illustrate that it's a positive there. So -5 times -3 will be positive 15. Now we are ready to do subtraction and addition. Remember that we're gonna do it from left to right. So now we're gonna do -6 minus 1. It's gonna be -7. And then finally -7 plus 15. Okay, that better be positive 8. We have more positives, so the answer must be positive. Let's go ahead and do number 8 now. See if you can do this one here. All right, we're going to start with parentheses. Okay, so 4 times 3. Inside those parentheses, we're also going to apply PEMDAS. So 4 times 3, that's going to be 12 minus 5. And we have -4 times -4 minus, well, 12 minus 5. We're not done with the parentheses. 12 minus 5. It's going to be 7. Then, according to PEMDAS, we have to do multiplication next. So -4 times -4, that's going to give me positive 16. The last step will be to do 16 minus 7, and that should equal to 9. We're going to do 2 more problems so you can see more exercises, and then we'll move on. All right, number 9. Go ahead and copy this one down, and let's work on it. We're going to do parentheses first. We got -5 minus 5. It's actually -10. Remember that I put this one is a positive and this one turns into a negative. Times, we got 5 minus 6. If we turn this one into a positive and this one into a negative, you will quickly realize that it's -1. Times 5 divided by 5. Since we only have multiplication and division, we're going to be doing this problem left to right. So we're going to do -10 times -1. That's going to give me positive 10. We're going to go ahead now and multiply 10 times 5. That should give me 50. And then 50 divided by 5, that's going to give me my final answer, which is 10. We're going to do one more problem, and then we are done with this video. This one looks a little bit complicated, but we know that the first thing we have to do is division. Okay, if you look at all those there, you gotta do division first. So you got negative 4 minus, okay, so negative 6 divided by negative 3, that's going to be positive 2. Plus negative 3 minus negative 6 plus 4. Since we have subtraction and addition you do it at the same time, but you have to do from left to right all the time. Left to right whenever you have just addition and subtraction. So we're going to start with this one here, negative 4 minus 2. What I could do on this one is make this one a positive, but then this will have to be a negative. So negative 4 plus negative 2, that should be negative 6. Let's keep going. Now I'm going to go ahead and do negative 6 plus negative 3. Negative 6 plus negative 3, that should give you negative 9. You have two negatives that you are going to add together. Finally, we have negative 6 minus negative 6. So what I could do on this one here, we can turn this into a positive. So we have negative 9 plus 6 plus 4. That's going to give me negative 6 plus negative 9 plus 6 is going to be negative 3. And then finally, to finalize our answer here, negative 3 plus 4, that's going to give me 1. All of that work just to get a 1. Alright guys, very good. This is the last problem that we're going to work on, order of operations. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video.